then stick up to them for 1 day more. Well, you'll probably, that'll probably be arranged. Nothing to see here. Move along. Incomplete Ergolock. The lock is still in the process of being made. It's held together by a cocoon of magic. You can see the muscle and veins and spots where the skin hasn't been created yet. You approach Master Gerard. Until recently, the young Master Lifecrafter of Southforge Citadel, now stationed here in the swamps, his once impeccable robes are torn and stained. He also needs to bathe. Winter, he's in the process of constructing an Ergolock, a long and complicated job. When he sees you, he takes a break, muttering a spell and freezing the Glock in place. He says to you, well then, another product of the Geneforge, stranded in the fens. According to Greta, our self-styled general, I am to train you, as if I have the time, with all the other work I'm given. His words carry great irritation. His voice and face are eerily expressionless. It's quite strange. Training! Spells? Canisters? Drake, Battle Alpha, Glock. What's Greta have you do here? I shape. Every Lifecrafter available makes creation after creation. Each sends them out into the fens to hunt the rogues of Shaper Monarch. We work to the point of exhaustion. This is supposed to be, there's supposed to be a purpose, but it seems futile, and the loss of our workshop makes it even harder. You got a workshop? Yes, in an old peat mine in the fens to the south. You can still find the entry you leave through the south gate, head west, not far. We had to abandon it. There was a mishap. A creation got loose. It was made stronger than intended, and rogue as well. Very dangerous. Pains me is some very valuable supplies were lost. Now I have to trade to replace them. Perhaps I can recover them. That would be worthwhile use of your time, I think, and in return I would give to you the equipment we scraped together to trade for replacements. In workshops you can find some Demon's Bile, Mandrake, Tintagear, and an eye-based eye, and a bar of pure gold. Anything else you find you can keep, just bring those things to me. I have the supplies you need. Thanks to supplies, you have served me well, and I feel I should repay you. I said I would. Gives you a rapier, a small skull carved out of ivory. Those are fairly valuable. Fair trade, for what you have provided me, I think. Also, since I'm in a generous mood, I will reduce the price I charge for spells. We're on the same side, after all. Of course we are. Singing rapier. And an ivory skull. Protection and parry. General Greta with frick tons of HP. Oh no, more mud! You're in a swamp. It's basically 100% mud. They only have submission turrets, not reaper turrets. I'm not as afraid. They do have spawners. A lot of spawners, which is... attacking this place would be a pain in the butt, but not instantly lethal. Well, I guess it depends on what those spawners are making. Both camps have refugee camps. I guess there's civilians on either side. North leads to Burwood Province. However, the massive stone gates are sealed shut, no doubt to keep the infestation of rogues in the fens from having any chance of spreading north. Until the province of the fens are solved, you suspect that they will stay stubbornly closed. Probably so. Well, let's find the quartermaster so I can get rid of some of this crap I'm carrying around. Oh, there it is, right there. This is the barracks. Servile technicians probably feel your biceps. My They're massive! Sell stuff. Like 14 bars of iron and a gold necklace and some swamp herbs, gem, and some wiry moss. Blessing crystal, fine skin. Get rid of that. That. And that. What are you selling? That'll have to do. 8 living tools to get in either one of those doors. Okay, Greta, what are your orders? Once again, you meet up with Greta. She is thrilled that you have made it here safely. She runs up and grabs your hand. You made it through Ilia at last. Is quite worried. Sure, you had a rough journey as we did. Greta came here by boat. Must have been a battle along the way. One side of her face is badly burned. I'm General Greta now, by the way. Please address me by my title, as is appropriate. I would love to trade stories of the escape from the Forsaken Lands, but the new emergency to deal with. One of them involves us working with the Shapers instead of fighting them. You were promoted to General? No, not really. I just showed up here and assumed the title. The place was a wreck, and someone needed to show some authority, so I did. I'll stop putting on airs when Shaper Monarch is dealt with. What's the emergency? Bad man, he calls himself Shaper Monarch. No doubt it's his real name, but his powers are real. He's a Shaper of considerable skill. He is claiming the Fins of Azarath as his own. We and the Shapers are in agreement for once. He must be destroyed, and I have been waiting for skilled agents to arrive to help infiltrate his lair. And here you are. Why does he have to be eliminated? Are the Fins that important? The Fins of Azarath are not of great importance, but the Shaper Monarch is. He's making rogue creations, powerful, twisted, and completely out of control. He's sending them out to wander and wreak havoc. Since he does not bother to control them, he can make them as powerful as he wants. And since he is so skilled, he can make hordes of them. And he is. That's not good. He has already destroyed one town, Grosch, to the west. That is his base now. We do not know how much trouble he can cause, but he is getting worse. History tells us that one mad Shaper can cause considerable trouble. So I'm enlisting you. Let us discuss the issue and we'll work out a plan of attack. Okay. Glad to hear you say it. None of us are leaving this mud pit until Monarch is gone. Otherwise, his disease will spread to our lands. Now, let's have a chat. What do you want me to do? Even with our coordinated assaults, we and the Shapers have not been able to overcome Monarch's defenses. All we can do is whittle down his defenses in the hope that we can slip an agent inside Grosch. We want you to try and find a weakness in his defenses, and we believe that we know how. We've learned through the efforts of our spies that Monarch has a prisoner, a Shaper named Kyric. I had not expected to hear of this. It's quite a surprise, but I wish you to rescue him. He's a cunning fellow. His time in the sewers of Grosch might have given him some insight into Monarch's work. Since you have fought well, we are trusting you with actual command. We can provide soldiers to direct during your infiltration. I think I should, go alone, because I'm going to be helping the Shapers. sound like you know Kyric. I met him while we were traveling through the Ashen Isles at the very beginning of the rebellion. It wasn't long before I abandoned even any trace of respect for the Shapers and then joined the rebellion. Kyric is a trained Shaper, but he was exiled to a remote island. He was a malcontent and they disposed of him. I thought he was remaining on the islands, but he left them for reasons I'm not sure of. He is smart and powerful, but I doubt he will be dangerous to you. Where is he? The network of tunnels under Grosh, part abandoned mine, part sewers. We think that he is under the southern half of the town. Of course, getting into Grosh will be very difficult. That is why we are providing you with troops to command. What should I do when I find him? Try to bring him back to us. I am hoping that he might be swayed to our side. His power would be of great value to us. You will send soldiers with me? Yes, we're going to display trust in your competence and put lives in your hands. You'll see Commander Ellsworth in the barracks in the southeast corner of the fort. He will tell you more. Okay. Well, the rebels are willing to put people under my command even though I've been turning my back on them, and the Shapers are not. So that's something, but I'm still... Interesting. That's all I can say. At least they're not seeing through my tricks, walking around with that Kryshik. Giving me all these guys? Because this is a lot of guys. There's a tired, unshaven man sitting at the desk, sorting through the fort's roster. He goes through the list of soldiers, human, servile, and creation, and makes notes of them. On patrol, infirmary, eaten, newly made. Eventually, with the right amount of shuffling and throat clearing, you get his attention. He says, stares at you for a nice, long, awkward stretch of time. Then he says, I'm Commander Ellsworth. I'm in charge of dealing with troops today. In this, then he describes the Finns of Azeroth in a highly colorful and obscene way. Eventually, he settles down. So, Greta. Sorry, General Greta says I'll be helping you. Apparently you will be. So I hear. I'm authorized to allow soldiers to volunteer to help you. They have to volunteer, though, and I'm not going to order them to go on such a suicide mission under such an untrained leader. With the soldiers arranged in the barracks, all of whom look like they wish they were somewhere else. Talk to them, and they can tell you what they can do. They're good soldiers, both sword and baton, and a few technicians, because Shaper Monarch can breed some very nasty minds. Even a pair of channelers, new development, fresh from the north. How do I enlist a soldier? Start a conversation, be friendly, ask for a volunteer. If they take a liking to you, and they think you won't lead them to certain death, they'll come along. If the soldier dies, oh, they'll be in this tunnel, and they'll see a light, and they'll go toward it, and then their ancestors are there, and, I can see that's not what you mean. Who knows what happens after you've got my men killed. Then, if you need them, you come back, and hopefully I'll have scraped up more troops to volunteer. So there are reinforcements. Don't get too careless with their lives, though. How do I get rid of a soldier that isn't working out? Just tell them to go away. They'll come back here and be happy to be out of danger. What is a technician? Several technicians are specially trained on loan from Durrington Freehold. The best people to have to work around if you have a really difficult trap or mine. Having a technician around will make it much easier for you to disarm it. Any advice? Yes. The hard part will be breaking into Monarch's caves under Grosh. If you can't find a way to get past his traps and sneak in, you'll have to fight through his gates, and then once inside, you'll have to make your way to the caves. Don't get bogged down killing creations. Monarch has too many of them. You want to rush past them and get inside. And if you see a friendly creation moving towards the enemy gates, stay close to it. It'll help you out. Look for ways to slip by the hordes of rogues. Sometimes flanking them can be better than a direct assault. Good luck. I'm glad you're going instead of me. The battle for the gates of Grosh can be a vicious struggle. It might help to stay in combat mode as you advance towards them. Oh, I know how that goes. Mage sitting here, lost in meditation. When you get close, she opens her eyes. There's something strange about her. An aura. A field of magic that projects into the air around you. She sees that you feel it and smiles and nods. Lightcrafter. Hunter-killer mission. Destruction of Monarch requires volunteers. I am Channeler. My presence will amplify your magic. Very effective in assaults. Don't need you at this point. Because I have no essence. Can't shoot magic. Rebel soldier sitting at the bench, chatting with the others, and waiting to be given orders. He wears a heavy suit of chainmail, and his sword hanging from his belt looks like it's seen heavy use. Looking for volunteers. Dangerous mission, killing Chamber Monarch. Worthy goal, if we can pull it off. Sure. Through the barracks, the warriors accompany you gets your attention. Pardon me, Lifecrafter, but we already had some preparation and training for this mission. If I may be so bold, I would like to make a suggestion. Prepared for a frontal assault on the ruins of Grosh, the gates we should go through are to the southwest. The area directly west is heavily trapped, and I'll be able to help you there. Gates in the southwest are heavily guarded. We won't be able to help you get through them. However, there is a hole in the city walls directly to the west. I'm probably going to take the trapped route because, 20 mechanics now. I guess it's a +5 bonus for each servile. Oh, this is interesting. Of course, I couldn't get rid of the golem. Although, with this party... Crap. Yeah. I don't have any speed scores. You're a punk. Don't punch the soldiers. I need them. The technicians don't fight. Ow. more power. Can't repair yourself. What do you think of that, you jerk? Other than concussion in my head. So you seem pretty fond of thinking concussion. Bark, bark, dog. Ow. Don't miss, Crystal. You're like the only person dealing any damage to this stupid thing. Doggone it. 95%. Finally done enough damage to the golem stone structure, falls apart as its body crumbles to the ground. All the remaining green ooze pours out of it. Last, the golem is gone, but the essence within it is potent. The ooze forms into a swarm of worms. Now, 'Fibrous breastplate. That thing, and Ember Rune. Shit. And I just got paged. Like 3 times. I guess I'm gonna go figure out what that is. Ooh, essence-infused iron. Oh, that was fun. And everyone is grievously wounded. I will be right back.